Okay, hello and good morning, dear distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sergiu Mania, President of APIT and Coordinator of the National Tourism Platform of the Republic of Moldova. It's my honor to welcome you to our international online conference, European Tourism Day, Priorities and Actions of Tourism in the Republic of Moldova for the European Union, held today in parallel with the European Tourism Day in Brussels. First of all, thank you for being with us today, representatives of the diplomatic communities and embassies, colleagues from the European Commission, as well as our international guests and partners. We are especially honored by the participation of Mr. Jose Ramon Bauza, President of the Aviation and Tourism Forum and former President of the Balearic Island. I also thank the representative of Pact for Skills tourism ecosystem and all speakers, our guests, partners, and institutions from the Republic of Moldova for their commitment and contributions. Your presence sends a clear message. Tourism is not a secondary topic, is a strategic economic sector and an increasingly important export of services. For the Republic of Moldova, our European aspiration means practical alignment with EU priorities, stronger skills, modern governance, smarter use of data, and measurable results. In 225, we have seen visible progress, stronger cooperation across the sector, growing professionalism, and clear focus on quality and competitiveness. A key driver has been the associative sector through representation and projects, and crucially, through a pragmatic solution-oriented dialogue with public authorities focused on implementation. Our objective today is concrete: to translate European priorities into national action for this year around four pillars: skills and workforce development, destination management, digitalization and data use, and sustainable tourism and regional development. At the end of the conference, we will consolidate the conclusion and action priorities into a summary note and a roadmap 2036, coordinated by the National Tourism Platform. A brief technical note, please. Please keep your microphone muted. You may post a question on the chat, and we will address them during the Q&A session. With your permission, we will begin with the Pact for Skills intervention and then process it with the agenda. Thank you, and I declare the conference open. We have now, okay, just a moment.
Good morning and bună ziua to Moldova. I congratulate you for organizing this European Tourism Day 2026, Priorities and Actions of Tourism in the Republic of Moldova. Due to my participation at the event in Brussels, I regret not being able to join you in person, but at least would like to send you this video message. The Pact for Skills is a European Union initiative that helps people and organizations to upskill and reskill the workforce, especially in the areas of digital transformation, green transition, and soft skills. In plain terms, It's the EU saying, let's work together to make sure people have the skills they actually need for today's, but also for tomorrow's jobs. Launched in 2020 as part of the European Skills Agenda, the pact brings together companies, big, small, and very small ones, industry associations, trade unions, training providers, and authorities. The main goals are to reskill workers whose jobs are changing or at risk, upskill them to keep businesses competitive, support the green and digital transitions, and to reduce the skill shortages across Europe. Organizations can join the pact and make skills commitments. They work together in large-scale skills partnerships, like in tourism. They share training resources, funding opportunities, and best practices. My colleague Silvia Enea will present you more details later today. Since my first visit to your country about 20 years ago, I have a special interest in following the activities of getting closer and hopefully finally become a member of the European Union. Therefore, as coordinator of the large-scale partnership in tourism within the Pact for Skills, I am very glad to see the active involvement of APIT in creating dynamics in your country and for setting up the National Skills Partnership. Moldova is yet a white spot on the international tourism map. But from my own experience, I can confirm that you have excellent potential for attracting visitors to your country. I am convinced this event will be an important step forward. It will put the tourism sector in Moldova in a good position to provide visitors to your country, not only with an excellent experience, but also makes them to spread the word and to come back. Good luck, and hoping to meet you in person at some future occasion.
I want to thank you, Mr. Klaus, for intervention, and permit me to invite Ms. Silvia Ene, representing of Pact for Skills community, to share the key priorities on skills and workforce development for the tourism ecosystem and practical takeaways from Moldova. Miss Silvia, the floor is yours for 5-6 minutes. Please share your experience for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. If you don't mind, I'm gonna share the presentation. So just give me a moment, please. Can you see it?
It's okay. It's okay. We see. Thank you.
Okay, super. So first of all, thanks a lot for inviting me. My name is Silvia Enea. I'm part of Federturismo team, which is a business organization, an Italian association of businesses working in the tourism sector, and we are part of the Pact for Skills. And as Klaus Elrich just said in his video, I'm going to provide you with a little bit more details and what it can mean, the Pact for Skills for the tourism ecosystem in Moldova. Here you can find the link to the webpage where you can have a wealth of information on the official website, so just for your information. Now, quickly again, what is the LSP tourism? It's the European level implementation of the Pact for Skills for the tourism ecosystem, so specifically for the sector, for this sector. And it's a collaborative effort with more than 100 supporting organizations. As per these are the dates as per the date as per end of October, with organizations coming from the industry sector, trade unions, education providers, university, as well as regional authorities, with And this broad partnership ensures that we are addressing the real world needs of the sector from different perspectives and different angles. Now, the tourism sector, as you may know, is facing quite some challenges. We have called war for talent, with both a quantity and quality labor shortage, because the image of tourism as a long-term career is not necessarily always positive among the young generation. So skills are changing rapidly due to digitalization, due to evolving consumer expectations. So it's essential that the education and the training systems need to adapt, because at the moment this is not the case. They're quite slow. And furthermore, the industry is dominated by small services with limited resources to dedicate to training. So the Pact for Skills focuses on enhancing these challenges. How to address them? Basically by making the tourism more attractive for work and careers. So the idea is that by improving the qualification, we can have better jobs, which in the end will improve, will bring a better reputation. And how this is done? By working on skills intelligence, so to identify gaps early, by promoting a flexible and lifelong learning opportunities for all, including having also as a target 10% of the workforce engaged in training each year. One of the ideas is also to integrate migrants and refugees and managing local needs at local level through the skills partnerships. The consequences for the tourism sectors is that there's a focus really from moving from initial formal degrees to continuous lifelong reskilling and upskilling. So we are really emphasizing competencies which are a combination of knowledge and skills. And this means more dual training systems, which are more compatible with working hours and the flexible approach, the introduction of concepts like the micro-credentials or learning personal learning accounts, which are short, focused training modules, easily adaptable, and can be built up over time into recognized qualifications. So how can you benefit as stakeholders in Moldova's tourism sector? The benefits might be substantial. So by participating, you can improve the skills of your workforce, making services more competitive and resilient, which in terms can lead to higher quality jobs, which in turns boost motivation of the employees, reduce staff turnover. You'll also be able to, at the forefront of identifying new skills requirements, have access to training resources before gaps create any issues, but you also have a voice in shaping the education and implementation policy, so playing a more active role in this sense. You can develop tailor-fit programs specifically fitting the local needs of your context, while exchanging experience with other regions, countries, and organizations. Here you can have a list of useful resources. I'm sure that we can share this presentation with you. So I invite you to explore all these resources, linking you to other programs and to funding opportunities, which might be of interest for you. So in case, again, you're really asking why to join us, joining this European initiative is quite straightforward and easy to do. You'll find instructions here, and I and I know you are already in line to set up national skills partnerships in the tourism sector. So in case you need additional information, you can contact us. This is the official, the link to the official page of the Pact for Skills in Tourism. And in case you have any additional question, you can contact Mr. Klaus Elrich, who is the coordinator of the Pact for Skills LSP Tourism, or get in touch with me anytime. Thank you very much for your attention and for inviting me.
Thank you very much, Miss Sylvia. Our partnership growing now. Our national tourist platform is close to a member of Pact for Skills, and we do many good things together. Now I want to present another special guest and speaker, Mr. Jose Ramon Bauza, President of Aviation and Tourism Forum, former President of the Balearic Island. Mr. Bauza will share high-level insight on aviation tourism connectivity, governance, and practical lessons from a mature European destination context. Mr. Bauza, please.
Hello, good morning. And first of all, I would like to congratulate Sergio for this such an special event. And it's a pleasure for me, as you know, it's a pleasure for me to be with you, especially in Moldova, who have inside my heart. I have been there several times. It's a pleasure to join you in this morning. So, as I told you, it's a pleasure and a honor to you today is celebrating this International Day of Moldova in Tourism, such an important event. Just coming from Fitur, last week it was one of the biggest tourism fairs in Madrid, in the world. So just finishes, and in this case, it's not only about promoting a destination. It's obviously about understanding how connectivity shapes the future of countries, and how aviation enables tourism, and how, in this case, Moldova fits into the evolving map of the whole Europe. And let me start with a very simple but a very powerful idea. Connectivity is not just about linking cities. It is about connecting people, economies, and as much opportunities as we can identify. So in today's Europe, air connectivity is no longer a purely technical issue. It is a matter of competitiveness, cohesion, and strategic positioning. Without reliable and sustainable air routes, tourism cannot grow, obviously. And without tourism, many regions lose one of their most powerful engines of the economic development. But accessibility does not simply mean having flight, not just that. It means having the right connections to the right markets with the right frequency and under the right conditions. So maybe sometimes we think about having flight. No, we can have a lot of flights, but with no real position and no real mapping what destinations can really identify. And for a long time, Eastern Europe was seen as the periphery of Europe's air network. That perception is changing, and we are one of the pieces to make this change possible. Geopolitical shifts, economic growth, and changing travel patterns are reshaping air connectivity across the region. Eastern Europe is not longer at the margins, it's becoming one of Europe's new crossroads. And within this transformation, Moldova occupies a position of growing strategic relevance. Moldova may be a small market inside, maybe, but it has three powerful assets from my perspective. First, its geopolitical position, priding the European Union and the wider Eastern neighborhood itself. Second, it is a strong and distinctive identity, cultural, historical, and human. And third, and not the last, because of that, is an asset that's sometimes underestimated, but absolutely fundamental. It's diaspora. Today, hundreds of thousands of Moldovan citizens live across Europe, in Italy, Romania, Germany, France, here in Spain and many other countries. This diaspora is not just an emotional or social reality, it's a structural pillar of connectivity. The diaspora generates stable and recurring travel demand, year-round traffic beyond the high season, and strong ties between Moldova and major European cities. For airlines, this type of demand is essential. It provides predictability, it supports route viability, and it often becomes the foundation upon which new connections are built. So the diaspora is not only a bridge between countries, it is a market, a catalyst, and a long-term partner for connectivity. And importantly, diaspora travel does not complete without tourism. It complements it because sometimes I have heard that we just have to be focused on diaspora at itself. But it's of course, but it has to be in complement about the whole strategy about tourism in itself. So it strengthens a route with a turn make the destination more attractive to international visitors. So this is why connectivity policy cannot be separated from the tourism strategy. You cannot promote a destination successfully if flights are not frequent, if the schedules are poorly connected, or access remain costly and inefficient. Connectivity, tourism promotion, and aviation policy must move together as a part of a single strategy vision. Airlines, in this context, are not just transport providers. They are partners in the development of this strategy. But airlines do not choose destination by chance. They look for some important things. First, regulatory stability. Second, efficient airports. Third, clear incentives, not blind subsidies. And fourth, above all, credible demand, not artificial, credible and real demand. So successful connectivity strategies in Europe are based on smart public-private cooperation aligned with tourism objectives and long-term sustainability. And this brings me to the future. I am trying to finish. The future aviation and tourism will be more sustainable, more efficient, and more strategic. Europe is already leading the transformation, new fleets, operational efficiency, and the gradual integration of sustainable aviation fuels are becoming in the understanding. I have to say I have been honored to be the rapporteur, the legislation, as you know, the sustainable aviation fuels, the SAF. So yeah, absolutely, not only because it's mandatory from the last year, from the 2025, but of course because we had to remain together and try to identify the sustainable aviation fuels with the possibility to make it, bring it, and it's another one possibility of the increase of the economy. So what is the message for Moldova from my perspective? Moldovaners need to compete with major hubs. It does not need to imitate largest markets. Moldova needs to define its own role in Europe's connectivity ecosystem, a role that leverages its diaspora, connects to the key European markets, supports tourism development, and strengthens its European integration. Because in aviation, as in the tourism sector, success is not measured by the number of flights alone. It's measured by how well a country is connected to people, opportunities, and the future. So let me conclude with this last thought. When a country connects with the world, it stops being just a destination. It's become a protagonist. And Moldova has that opportunity today. Through smart connectivity, strong partnerships, and a clear vision, it can transform tourism into a driver of sustainability and sustainable growth and international presence. I think with the extraordinary job that Sergio is doing, not only today is just the Moldova Tourism Day, but as well in the whole events. I seen Sergio everywhere when I go, any country, any region, I always see Sergio. So trying to do the best for your country, for its country, and it's I have to tell you that it's a clear images because sometimes people who is around you, they don't perceive how important it is to be presences. The way to be is just to perseverate and fighting for the sector. And I must tell you, finishing that Sergio is the key actor, the key piece for the tourism, not only in Moldova, but as well in the whole Europe. So it's a pleasure to be here with you, and all the best for you, for Moldova,
Thank you.
and for Europe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for the good words. It's a real pleasure to be today with you, and your words is for our country. Thank you very much, and see you next time. I am suppose in the next event in Europe. Like you say, every time what is most important, we are there for promoting our country, our Moldova. Thank you very much. Let me present their friends. Our next speaker is Mr. Dr. Reza Soltani, President of the European Institute of Tourism. Dr. Soltani will highlight the latest EU-level tourism policy direction and what they mean in practice for competitiveness, governance, and sustainable growth. Dr. Soltani, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Mr. Sergio. It is really nice to be here. And as a previous speaker said, I've been seeing you in many events, and that's really great that you are working so hard for your country. I've been more than 50 times in Moldova, and I really love it. From the good wine that you have till the really authentic food and the music, it gives you really the feeling that you are in the really different place. It is not Europe, it is Europe, it is Asia, it is everything. So it makes it really special. And I think in tourism, that's one of the important things, that you are different and you are special. And I think Moldova really, even being such a small country, like 2-3 million population, it is really great. It has a diversity. I've done also rural tourism, and that's really great. You can really meet people, engage with people. There is unfortunately some misconceptions and some bias against Moldova. Moldova is really safe country. People are really friendly. You can walk on the street middle of the night. I've been even in the small villages, in a smaller city, also in Tiraspol and other places. Is everywhere is really safe. People are really welcoming. And even being next to Ukraine with all those problems, still Moldova is doing really great, and is an anchor for the stability in the region, I think, with the situation, geopolitical situation. I'm also very happy to have been working with Mr. Sergio and establishing a research center and a chapter, Institute of Tourism chapter in Moldova. We have many chapters around the world, and we look forward to work with all the stakeholders in the country. Definitely, we are working on the branding, on the image improvement, marketing. That's also very important to have more tourists, and definitely right tourists and high spenders. And I think high yield tourists is definitely welcome and is necessary to work on that as well. I make it sure there are many other great speakers here, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Reza. Please, I want to pleasure to welcome Mr. Florian van der Bellen, Director and Head of Destination Development at PKF Hospitality Group. Mr. van der Bellen will share practical insight on destination development, what works, what to measure, and how to structure implementation. Mr. van der Bellen, please.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. Good to see you again, Sergio.
Hello.
Brief background. I've been working in hospitality and tourism all my life, so about 35 years. So I come from a very practical background or point of view, if you like. And for the last 12, 13 years, I've been working in destination development, first as a director of a DMO in Tyrol in Austria, and then on my own independently, and then joined PKF Hospitality, a global consulting company with headquarters in Vienna. I joined them 3 years ago, and I'm responsible for, you could say, tourism development or destination development globally for PKF Hospitality. So I've done projects all around the world, many European countries, but also Central Asia, US territories, you name it. So Caribbean, very diverse. And DMO development has been one of my sort of key fields, not all the time, but from time to time. I've also done a project in Georgia, for example. As Nata may be able to recall, it was a EU and Sweden sponsored project one of the parts was to create two DMOs in Racha and Svaneti, and the one in Svaneti was actually created. My key message is, I want to start differently. First of all, I want to sincerely congratulate the Republic of Moldova and Sergio and all the stakeholders for all the efforts they put in for the years of work in order to establish a proper foundation for Moldova's tourism. And I think exactly this proper foundation is the key to success. Because, I've been living in Romania now for 7 years, and in Romania, we don't have a proper Ministry of Tourism. It's sort of a small part of the Ministry of Economics, never the right people there, never the right budget there. So therefore, Romania, for example, still has a big image problem across the world as well. But I like to repeat a bit the same as I did in Moldova when we had this UNDP conference about creating destination management organizations, that to establish something is easy. There is a lot of hype. We need this, we need that. But just to establish something is by far not enough. And these establishments, they need a proper strategy and they need a solid financial foundation. Otherwise, what will happen is, for example, you create a DMO, it constantly has to beg for money. It does not yet have the right skills. It doesn't have the finances to import skills or to, get professional help, something like that. And then it very often sort of criticism starts to flow. After all these efforts, it's not working. It's not showing great success stories. Of course not. So I like to repeat to take these efforts seriously. It's like the previous speakers said as well, accessibility is one thing, yes, but a destination has to be prepared to know what it stands for, who are the right visitors that we want to attract, and then form the right corporations, for example, in the sense of accessibility, which markets, which airlines, how can we attract them? Can we offer them some benefits, and so on. Yes, of course, all destinations want to attract like the top clientele and the high spending tourists, of course, and it is possible for any destination. It is, but once again, sort of the higher the level you are aiming for, the better you need to be prepared. And again, Moldova is on the right way. I've also been quite a few times with Sergio as my personal guide. I also came with my family, and we went to Tiraspol and a couple of other places as well. Back then was an adventure. Now I know it's it's
It's
really
safe.
harmless.
It's
It's
absolutely
safe
safe.
and harmless,
Yeah.
but if you don't know, it's really something out of this world, and it's an attraction in itself, really. So no, the potential is there. The wine is there, best wine in the world. Um, People are friendly. Again, it's perfectly safe. Uh, People are hospitable, they are caring, they are helpful, you know, all of that is there. The path is looks very promising because of the potential, because of the right people in place. And if you continue like that and with a good cooperation, then I'm convinced, you can really put it on the right foundation and become this small jewel success story. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. van der Bellen. It's very, every time it's nice to see you in person, especially in Moldova. I suppose next time of you visit, we will prepare it something new for you, not only for you, but for our friends, distinguished guests from today conference. Okay, now please welcome our next speaker, Mr. Taras Lozinski, Deputy of the State Agency for Tourism Development of Ukraine. Bravo, Ukraine, and the brave guys from tourism from Ukraine who try to do tourism in the time of war. Mr. Lozinski, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, dear colleagues, guests, and organizers. It's a pleasure for me to be here. First of all, I would like to greet everyone on behalf of the State Agency for Tourist Development of Ukraine. And I also want to pass along the warmest regards from our chairperson, Natalia Tabaka. Currently, she is in Brussels. We are grateful to our Moldovan partners for this invitation, and Ukraine and Moldova share not only border but also a common European past and common challenges in tourism industry. I will briefly walk you through the main focus areas and challenges we are working at that not easy moment for our country. So for Ukraine, 2026 is a very important year because we are currently working on our new national strategy for tourism recovery and development. Our vision is clear. The future of Ukraine tourism must be built on sustainability and accessibility. We are committed to barrier-free travel, ensuring that our destinations are welcoming and inclusive for everyone, including the people with disabilities and also for our returning veterans. Our regions are already taking practical steps in this case by launching inclusive tourism products such as adaptive mountain trekking, accessible kayaking trips, cultural excursions for people with disabilities, and therapeutic horse riding. Besides that, we want to improve regional connectivity connectivity, and roads. As we look to the future, we are also focusing on active and cultural tourism. We are working on expanding our network of hiking and cycling roads, as well as developing joint cultural roads with our neighbors. By connecting our heritage and landscapes with countries like Moldova, we can also create a unified European tourism space that encourage regional development and cross-border cooperation. So about governance and data, to manage this growth, we are focusing on two key pillars. It's destination management organization and better data. Currently, we rely mostly on tourism text data, which doesn't show the full picture for us. So our ambitious goal is to build a modern system for the statistical data. We need to know exactly who our tourists are, where they come from, and how long they stay, etc. So this is the only way to make a smart and strategic decisions. Digitalization is the heart of this reform. Also, we actively upgrading our unified tourist register. We are transforming it into a complete ecosystems. We are creating a personal cabinet for our businesses and local communities. For what? This will allow businesses to easily update their information, regions to track the number of hotels, tour operators, number of tourists every month, and collected taxes. This transparency will help us to build more professional and competitive industry. And the last one, it's human capital and the future. Finally, we must talk more about people. Like many of you, we face a labor hunger, a shortage of skilled workers. Major goals of our government is bringing Ukrainians back home after the justice peace is achieved. So we want to involve them to tourism sector also. And furthermore, we are planning to launch programs for the professional orientation of our veterans. We believe that their skills, their leaderships are perfect fit for the hospitality industry, and we know that they need it also. So we are preparing now because we expect a real tourist boom in Ukraine after the peace, after the war ending. And thank you so much for attention. We look forward for working together with European countries, also with Moldova. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taras. You share very good experience for us. For sure, we need to have more time for dialogue. Also, thank you for Miss Natalia for all help and for your support. Now, please welcome Mr. Ivan Liptuga, President of National Tourism Organization of Ukraine. Mr. Liptuga will speak about destination governance and international positioning and how cooperation can translate into concrete market outcomes. Mr. Liptuga, please.
Thank you, Sergio. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here today and happy Tourism Day. It's first time that we celebrate it here in January. I'm thankful to Moldovan platform that you invited and organized such a highly respected audience today for this meeting. Our organization, which is a non-governmental organization, works in Ukraine since 2016, and we had a project with UNDP and APIT in Moldova a few years ago, right before war started here, and it was quite successful project of development of basics of destination management in Moldova, based on global principles and based on our practice. And I'm happy that today we're here represented from Ukraine, not only by our non-governmental organization, but also by state agency. And I'm happy to see Taras. And it's a very good team now heading the Ukrainian State Agency of Development of Tourism. And I'm happy to hear that you are developing now the new strategy for tourism, because our last strategy was developed when I was head of tourism department 10 years ago. And in 2026, it's finish of this strategy. I prepared also slides for your attention. Let me try to share it.
Yes, it's work. Thank you.
Yeah, 1 second. I try to, yeah. Okay. First of all, I would like again to thank National Tourism Platform of the Republic of Moldova and personally Sergiu Mania, my friend, for this invitation and to join this important event. Yeah, tourism is antithesis of war. We talk about this since 2022 for sure, where people travel, where cultural exchange happens, where hotels and restaurants operate, where destinations develop, there is peace. Tourism unites nations, breaks down stereotypes, builds bridges of mutual understanding between countries and cultures. It develops territories, cities, regions, creates jobs and hope for the future. Today, Ukraine is the only country in Europe experiencing the most difficult period in its modern history. For the 4th year, we have been defending ourselves against an aggressor many times larger in territory and resources. A country that has shown the whole world its terrorist nature and its weakness at the same time. A country that has failed to achieve any of its stated goals, discrediting itself for 300 years back and 300 years forward. This is a historic, shameful failure in every sense. And yet, tourism is an eternal economic sector. The COVID-19 pandemic proved this. After any crisis, tourism recovers very fast and naturally, because travel, vacation, recreation, business trips are needed by humanity as much as air and food. This is a fundamental human need. For us, professionals in tourism and travel industry, it is critically important to build unified standards of safety and quality for tourism product and for entire destinations. It is important to remember that we all are partners. Even when we are competitors, we are partner competitors. Tourism product is always a complex issue. Its quality depends on every link in the value chain, from hotels to restaurants, from transportation to tour services, from safety to accessibility, and that is why standards are always important for each of us and for the entire region. The world and technologies are changing rapidly. We have been talking for years about how large tourism service platforms have become global monopolies, and small tourism businesses cannot compete with alone. In essence, these IT platforms, I'm talking like Booking, like Airbnb and other platforms for tourism services, they dictate terms, cream off profits, and earn excessive revenues from small and micro businesses in tourism. The alternative can only be the consolidation of small businesses on the platforms of destination management organizations. Destinations must be neutral consolidators and one-stop shops for all industry matters in the region, because they possess the knowledge, personal connections with businesses, understand the nuances of the history and culture of their places, and DMOs that should set the tone and shape the tourism product at national, regional, and local level. Moreover, the world is changing rapidly, and competition between countries and global regions is intensifying. Traditionally, Europe has received more than 50% of all tourists in the world. To be exact, 51. This should not change. The greatest concentration of tourism resources and cultural heritage of civilization is located in our countries. We must not lose our competitive advantages. On the contrary, we must unite our efforts and use modern technologies to ensure that the tourism product of European countries remains the most demanded, high quality, modern, interesting, and purchased by all residents of the planet. We need new cultural roads, gastronomic journeys, adventure trails across different types of tourism. We need cross-border cooperation that creates seamless experiences for travelers. We need to tell Europe's story, both ancient and modern, in ways that resonate with new generations of travelers from Asia, Americas, Africa, and beyond. Europe is not just museums and monuments. It is a living culture, innovation, sustainability, diversity. It is festivals and creativity, local traditions and cutting-edge design, Michelin-starred restaurants and family-run agritourismos, alpine skiing, Mediterranean beaches, northern lights, and Mediterranean sunsets. Our challenge is to package this incredible diversity into accessible, attractive, and authentic experiences, to use digital tools and artificial intelligence not to replace human connections, but to enhance them, to make Europe's treasures discoverable while preserving their authenticity. Today, we have gathered on the platform of the National Tourism Platform of Moldova. This is a new important initiative designed to consolidate all stakeholders in the tourism industry. I sincerely hope that this platform will soon become the foundation for creating a full-fledged national tourism organization of Moldova and consolidator of regional and local DMOs, exactly as described in the white book that APIT prepared 3 years ago with our methodological support within the UNDP project. For such platforms, a comprehensive and systematic approach to tourism development is critically important. 4 pillars: legal framework, laws and standards, infrastructure of tourism destinations, development of human resources, education and professional training, and of course, marketing of tourist product and our destinations. Everything is interconnected. Everything works only as a system. Dear colleagues, sooner or later, war will end. Minds will cool down, and we will return to normal life, to the life where people travel, explore the world, build businesses, and create value. And I'm sure that tourism will save the world. Happy European Tourism Day, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, dear friend. Ivan, this is perfect words. Tourism help this world. I have the same narrative in travel we trust. Yes, because it's very, very wonderful to travel. And every time we expect more tourists, more travelers in our region, in our countries, because it's a great potential for visitors to see that region. Thank you very much again,
Thank you, Sergio.
Darivan. Now I want to present our next speaker. Is Mr. Dragoș Raducan, President of the Romanian Federation of Tourism Employers, FIPTR. He will share the employer's perspective on policies priorities, competitiveness, and partnership model relevant for Moldova's alignment for and with EU practice. Mr. Raducan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sergio. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for inviting me to join you today. Thank you to our friends from Moldavia, more than that, to our brothers, because we are brother peoples. Even in online format, it's good to see you so many peoples who care about the future of tourism in our region. European Tourist Day is a good moment to look not only at destination and numbers, but also to the people and the organization that work every day to keep the sector stable and moving forward. Today, I would like to share a few thoughts about the role of employers' organization in tourism, using the example of Federation of Employers in Romania, FIPTR. FIPTR is one of the main representative organization in tourism in Romania. For many years, we have now our birthday will be in April, and we'll have 35 years, 35 years, sorry. For many years, it has also worked closely and constantly with tourism organizations from Republic of Moldova, offering steady institutional support and building a long-term professional partnership. FPTR was created because tourist business need a common and clear voice in their dialogue with public authorities. As Mr. Florian van der Bellen said, in Romania we have a big problem with the authorities because we don't have authorities. We don't have working authorities. We have something, but they are not authorities. Over time, many organizations and companies joined to this effort. Today, FPTR is a stable and respected partner for dialogue with the government and with public institutions in Romania. FPTR is not a political organization, and it is not a business company. Its role is simple and serious: to represent tourism operators and to support their legal and professional interest. In practice, FP3 works in several important directions. First, it represents the tourist sector in discussion with public authority. It takes part in meetings about new laws, send official position, and make proposals to improve the rules. It also explains in a responsible way that economic effects of some decision can have a real business and real people. Second, FPTR helps the sector grow in a healthy and professional way. It supports professional training, take part in work and occupational standard, and work with public institutions and education system. The goal is clear: better services and more stable workforce in tourism. And third, FPTR supports stability and cooperation not only inside Romania, but also at regional level. An important part of this work is the constant and reliable support given to employers' organizations in the Republic of Moldova through exchange of experience, shared position, and long-term institutional cooperation. This role become even more important in the context of year 2026. Many countries in our region are under economic pressure with budget limited and changes in taxes. Tourists always feel these changes very quickly, first and very quickly. At the same time, the political and security situation in Eastern Europe remain difficult. This influences how safe our region looks to the visitors and also influence tourist flow and investment decision. In this situation, organization like ours help to keep balance. They speak to the state about the real needs of the market, and they speak to company about the reality and the limit of the public policies. We should also look at tourism in a wider way. In Eastern Europe, tourism is not only business. It is also about trust between people and between countries. It helps us know each other, better and work closer together. For the Republic of Moldova, which is moving closer to the European Union, tourism can support PAT in a very practical way, not only through promotion, but only to rules, standards, and quality closer to European practice. In this process, the constant cooperation and support between FIPTR and partner in the Republic of Moldova has real and concrete value. In this context, strong and responsible employers organization very important. They can be honest and useful partner for the state and for the European partners. This is why the long-term cooperation, including study support offered by FEPTR to employers organization in the Republic of Moldova is both natural and necessary. In the final, I would like to leave you 3 samples ideas. Employers organization give a clear and serious voice to the tourist sector. They help tourists grow in a stable and professional way. And they help tourists have a stronger and more respected place in the regional and European context. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you to our friend, and I wish you a very good and useful conference. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raducan. I confirm the Federation of Patronat of Romania is a good partner of our APIT Patronat in Moldova. We share your experience every time. And thank you very much for your speech. Thank you very much for your ideas. Now I want to present, and it's a pleasure to welcome Miss Natalie Kvachantiradze, chairperson of the Georgian Tourism Association. Ms. Kvachantiradze will share Georgia's experience in industry coordination and practical initiative that support sustainable growth and international cooperation. Ms. Natalie, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, first of all, thank you very much for kind invitation. It's my big pleasure to be here and discuss about Georgia as a destination, very interesting destination for the travelers. And I'm happy to share our experience and to talk about what we're doing inside country. First of all, I want to congratulate today the European Tourism Day 2026. It's important day. Our representative is in Brussels today in big conference, and we are happy that we're fully involved in the process of the celebration, and thanks for this invitation as well. The Georgian Tourist Association, I want to mention that we as a private sector organization, we are umbrella organization in tourist sector in Georgia, and cover main players in tourism industry. And we as a private sector representative plays a central role in shaping in the sustainable competitiveness and inclusive tourism ecosystem. Today, we have great opportunity that we are working on the 5-year strategy, new strategy, having working a huge of the opportunity to support Georgia as a country in the tourist development, and to talk about what we are doing. Just this is the important part of our tourist development, because the private sector plays big role in Georgia in tourist development, especially sustainability. And we as a country supporting very much our new initiatives in all direction to make the diversification of the market, also make them more resilient, the tourist development, and create the new steps of the sustainable and strong development inside country. That's the tourism is for our country main direction, and 10% of our GDP is covered by tourism. This means that we have huge opportunities in our country, and just we are working as a private sector to play our big role in tourism development in our country, and creating new niche tourism products, new roads, and in collaboration with our neighbor country tourist association to support our private sector with new opportunity. I mean, the new tool product creation process, new roads, and give the opportunity to our European travelers, and not only Europeans. For example, the 4 countries, our main target as well, and we Georgia is a country today participating in New York Adventure Travel Fair. It's big market, and we want to use all opportunity to increase our travelers in our country. That's the GTA has a Georgian Tourist Association has a new strategy. This means the private tourist sector into a competitiveness, sustainability year around the industry that delivers high value per visitors and strong regional spirit. This gives our chance to increase the opportunity in several directions, and today we have several key goals to our development as a strong association meet the 2020 the 2030 years, that with strong private sector means that we have huge opportunity in partnership with the public sector, with the educational institution, with our international partners, and Georgia is a crossroad country to play bigger role as a connectivity, and in this part create very strong opportunity in to strengthen, for example, the capacity of their governance to drive sustainable and responsible tourist development, and both innovation, digitalization, and market intelligence. It's much important, crucial, important for us, and as well that just we are talking about that. Thanks for previous speakers. They are talking very deeply about the skills development for our association and for a country. Skills development is crucial, important, because the by support of Georgian Tourist Association was created in Georgia dual education. This is the German model, and we are happy that today we have very close cooperation with our international partners in supporting of the professional education. To make as I mentioned, the market diversification is much important as a country to increase the travelers inside country. And today, to look our statistic, approximately more than 5 million travelers, means that we have today this chance to give new ideas, new roads, new products to our international partners, and invite inside country in to offer and show them how important is the country for the travelers. And I'm happy that today we are supporting the Moldova as a country in this conference. This means that we have very close cooperation each together. We have direct flight, and I love Moldova. I have several times the trip there, and I'm happy to make the joint to product to increase as well the travel from Moldova. That's means the interest is very big, and from Georgia as well, and to Moldova. That's gives the opportunity to make the collaboration each together, to make the most strong collaboration, more combined tours, and etc. This is the part of our regional development, as this is the part of inclusion and more sustainability. I'm happy to be here and welcome all of you in Georgia for travel, and I hope that Georgia as a new destination for travel will be very loud and interesting for every travelers. Thank you very much for this opportunity today.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kvachan Tiradze. We asked it also you in Moldova, but we will see together next days, I suppose. And we speak about tourism again. Thank you very much. Now I want to present Miss Alina Petrosyan. Miss Alina is president of the Tourism Innovation and Development Federation of Armenia. Ms. Petrosyan will address innovation driving tourism development and cooperation opportunities across the region. Ms. Petrosyan, the floor is yours, please.
Hello, dear colleagues. Nice to meet you all here. Thanks for this opportunity. First of all, my congratulations with European Tourism Day. And as mentioned, I'm the president of the Tourism Innovation and Development Federation of Armenia, and I have more than 20 years of experience in tourism. And during these years, from this experience, one thing is very clear to me. Tourism today is no longer just about organized trips or just destinations. It is a living system that needs smart planning, quick decisions, and modern tools. That is why today I want to talk about tourism, digitalization, and about AI. AI is not already from the future. We work daily with that, and it helps us better understand travelers, see trends earlier, personalize services, and make better decisions based on real data, not just guesses. For smaller countries like Armenia, digital tools and AI are real opportunity. They allow us to compete on the global stage, not by size, but by being flexible, creative, and smart. Of course, technology alone is not enough. Behind every digital tools, there must be people who know how to use it. That is why education, skill development, and the modern mindset in tourism are so important for our sphere. And finally, when we talk about the future of the tourism, we must talk about responsibility. Tourism should support local communities, respect culture, and create long-term benefits. And I believe that this kind of discussions like today's are not only about sharing ideas, but about building real cooperation and taking practical steps together. That's all. Thank you very much for your attention. Waiting you in Armenia. Nice to meet you again.
Thank you very much for your speech. Definitely, Armenia is also very, very
Sergio, I
Sergio.
think you just froze.
Yes.
Yes, I think maybe we can continue with the next speaker, or should we wait? You.
Should we wait to unfroze the moderator?
Yeah. So maybe somebody want
Do we know
to add
who is
something?
the next?
Yes, we do. I gotta look on the. Have to look our calendar program. So Petrosyan, and then Mr. Andrei Chistol. Is he here?
Yes.
Hello. I tried to wait the call from
Okay.
Sergio.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Sorry for this technical issue. Yeah.
No,
Please.
it's fine. It's fine. Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting us to this meeting. It's really important during the European Tourism Day to discuss about challenges, to discuss about opportunities, and to discuss about cooperation. And I'm very glad that we have here colleagues from different countries, from different institutions, to discuss about tourism, which from our side, it's an important sector of development, of economic development in our countries, job creation and promoting the image of our country. Of course, I will not repeat maybe something that was already mentioned by our colleagues from Georgia and Romania. Of course, we are in a process now of implementing the European legal framework dedicated to tourism. We, as part of European integration process, we already has defined all the steps and all the documents that will be implemented by the Republic of Moldova. Of course, the tourist transition pathway, it's one of the document. Of course, the European strategy for tourist development that is now in process of elaboration. Of course, I'm in the same time part of some meeting that is held now in Brussels during the European Tourist Day. That's why I will refer to some point that I think it's useful for us. Of course, we, as I saw in as one of the priority of this meeting is to discuss about skills development and strengthening the tourism workforce. Of course in the same time is a priority for us. We will invest in education. We will invest in professional training and life learning programs dedicated with tourism sector in order to increase the quality of our services that is provided by small and medium enterprises from tourism sector. In the same time, I just remember one of the projects that we implemented during 2 years ago, together with World Tourism Organization, dedicated with women, empower women from tourism sector, and it was one of the model that show how it's important to invest in youth and in women working in tourism, especially when we talk about local development involving local communities in the tourism process, in the tourist development of our country. Another important and essential moment that I want to underline, it's regarding, it's dedicated with destination management organization. Of course, in our country, we are in process of defining the model for this important objective, and we are waiting for special assistance that will be provided by the World Tourism Organization to help us in order to define the model that will be applied in Moldova. We really want to see this as a model of developing the destinations, tourist destinations in Moldova, based on the model of private-public partnership, based on involving all communities that are important for tourism development in their countries, in their villages, and we will have from one side we will develop such destinations. We will approve dedicated strategy for marketing, for managing visitor flows, and to build a strong and competitive destination, tourist destination in Moldova. We already have some models that is applied in Moldova with I think good results. But I think a special attention will be dedicated for this sector in the coming years. As part of the European agenda, we already said that destination management organizations will be one of the priority for the next years in Moldova. In the same time, as I already saw, digitalization it's another important aspect of our reforms that we will plan, and of course working with data that we have in tourism, developing necessary instruments to collect more information. It's necessary in our case. Of course, strengthening digital tools that we have data collection and analytical capacity of our institutions will be important for the next years. In the same time, we are working with line associations in order to support different projects, and we will launch this year and next year dedicated program for small and medium enterprises from tourist sector to help them to increase their capacity in marketing activities, in digitalization, in different touristic products. And we will from the National Tourism Office, they will launch dedicated program for this purpose. In the same time, we will work to implement sustainable tourism principles in Moldova, based on the European practices, based on the international practices, because we would like to increase the quality of our touristic services, the quality of our touristical infrastructure. In the same time, we will consolidate the capacity. We will consolidate the interministerial cooperation platform that we created 2 years ago, in order to have more coordination between our ministries, between our institutions, in order to increase from one side the presence of tourist sector in different regional development programs, in different programs that are implemented by Minister of Education or Minister of Agriculture, dedicated with tourism projects. That's why, in order to increase the coordination between us. But of course, there is a ambitious agenda. Of course, we are very glad that in that process we have the support of European Union for different programs, for different activities. Tourism is one of the sector that is included in the growth plan with European Union, and this is an important issue that why I want to underline. That's why 3 main target directions will be for the next years. First, it's dedicated with the quality of services, and we will work to increase the quality of our touristic services. It's dedicated with for small and medium enterprises. It's dedicated with educational institutions. That's why this will be the first objective that we will implement. The second is dedicated with tourism infrastructure, and we will work closely with because tourism will be from next 2 months, I think so. In 2 months, this will be integrated in the Ministry of Economy and Digitalization. This will be moved from Ministry of Culture to Ministry of Economy. That's why it will be more synchronization between us, between different programs that are implemented by the state, and we will look on the way on how to increase the quality of our touristic infrastructure. Third, it's dedicated with marketing. We will work closely with our touristic sector to develop more touristic products, to develop a quality of product, to develop our vision on how to better promote our country abroad. That's why there is a lot of things to do. We are very glad that we are here, different colleagues from different associations. Together with them, of course, we will implement all of these activities. That's why once again, thank you very much, the Institute of Tourism, for these important meetings, for your attention dedicated to our countries, to the tourist sector, and I'm very optimistic in the development of our tourism sector. And of course, one more issue that I think it's very important to be mentioned. It's about investment, and it's about cooperation and helping our colleagues from Ukraine. It's our not just a will, but it's our main objective. That's why we will consolidate our projects and activities dedicated to Ukraine, to help Ukraine, to consolidate our cooperation with Ukraine, and to have more attention for that subject. Thank you very much, and we will look forward to respond to some questions or some.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kistol. It's very important what you say. Our way to highway to Europe is with tourism also. And for of course the national tourism platform support the government for each activities who is the best for the future of tourism of Moldova and our region. Thank you very much. And now I want to present Miss Anna Mikalishina. Miss Anna is expert of Hospitality and Tourism Center of the city of Tiraspol. The intervention of Miss Anna is about the perspective of hospitality and tourism development initiative and cooperation opportunities. Miss Anna, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sergio, thank you for inviting us to attend this highly respected event on this wonderful day, the European Tourism Day. Honestly, that's probably the first time that we are celebrating this day in such a wonderful company. Thank you very much. I would like to be quite short, quite brief, and just point out the main activities and events that our organization that was created 2 years ago in Tiraspol, still young, but we're trying to be actively involved in communication cooperation with our partners from different countries. And I have a brief presentation on main events that we've held during these 2 years. Mm-hmm.
Perfect, this works.
Works? Wonderful, thank you. Our center is Hospitality and Tourism Development Center. As I told before, it was created 2 years ago in the city of Tiraspol. Our main goals of establishing the center is, of course, in general, promoting tourism in our cities and promote and develop new tourist routes for the tourists who are increasingly in numbers, especially this last year and previous year. Event management and organization in the sphere of tourism, tourist information support system that we are trying to create and trying to promote all the necessary information, including all kind of tourist aspects in Tiraspol, Bandari, and other cities. Improving tourist infrastructure, which is highly important, and one of the speakers actually talked about that of course, if you're trying to attract high tourists, you have to improve your tourist infrastructure. And of course, we are deeply involved in different activities in education, because we do realize that our shortage in staff and our personnel is not always ready to be a destination for tourism. And of course, we are trying to organize different educational events, seminars, training with speakers from different countries who would help our tourist sector to improve their activities. We are involved in different communications and cooperation, as I told before. One of the probably highest meetings that was held last year, it was the meeting with Her Excellency, Mrs. Ivonka Piorka, Ambassador of the European Union to the Republic of Moldova, and the Donors Forum that brought together over 60 civil society organizations from both banks of the Dniester River and around 30 donors and development partners. Talking about the international cooperation, in April 2025, we participated in a joint trip to Armenia in partnership with APIT, Societatea Ecologică Biotică, and High Trail, and with different numerous meetings with the Armenian Tourism Federation representatives. The key components of the visit was the exchange of experiences on the following topics: management of natural destinations, operation of environmental tourism information centers, models for engaging local communities in preserving natural heritage, and best practices in national parks and protected areas of Armenia. We also held on our side numerous information tours, 5 tours with different guides and representatives of tourism sector from Romania, Italy, Portugal, Germany, Spain, Austria, China, and Turkey. Over 140 representatives of the tourism industry were engaged in these tourist information centers in the cities of Tiraspol, Bandari, Basara, and so on. We also participated ourselves in the information tours. There were 4 tours during last year. One of them was dedicated to the World Wine Tourism Day, celebrated at Chateau Varteli, to the National Park of the Lower Dniester, and to the Oknitsa district. Those events usually bring a lot of discussions because bring a lot of people who are representatives of tourism sector from different cities and countries. And of course, this is also this experience exchange and sharing our best practices is something that drives us to work more and develop all our services that we are trying to provide. As I told before, we are deeply involved in educational activities. This screen shows one of the seminars that was organized on the subject of ecotourism and effective digital promotion. It brought together over 30 participants, and we were talking about SMM as a very useful instrument for promoting tourism and for promoting each enterprise, each company that are trying to be sustainable in tourism nowadays, which is quite competitive. And I would say that one of the major events that our center participated and took part is the creation of a national tourism platform. And of course, thank you, Mr. Sergio Mane, for bringing us all together, representative of the tourism sector from right and left rivers, banks of the river Dniester, and of course, Gagauzia. And we also believe that uniting our ideas, experiencing our best practices is the only way to sustain and create a sustainable tourism sector in our region. We did organized and participated in ecological joint events with our partners from this Societatea Ecologică Biotică, APIT and High Trail, and we managed to do some good job along the banks of the river Dniester. I would also like to emphasize that I think that, of course, due to many other activities that are being held during last years in our region, the tourist flow shows itself very good results. We have tourists coming from over 87 countries, including, of course, European countries, Western Europe, Central and Eastern Europe, other regions such as Turkey, USA, Israel, China, India, Greece. And we do have some travelers coming from Australia, New Zealand. So we are trying to promote and try to show that our tourism is safe, is interesting, that we can not only advertise us as a tourist destination, but we really are a very interesting tourist destination. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much one more time, Mr. Sergio, for inviting us to be on this wonderful day and take part in this conference. And we wish everyone success, development, and sustainable growth and development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anna. It's a really honor to be part with you, also part of National Tourism Platform to grow the tourism in our region. boat bank of the River Dniester. For the sure, our next visit with our international friends be also in Tiraspol to visit your center. Thank you very much. Now I want to present our next speaker, Mr. Gabriel Margignano. Gabriel Margignano is the executive director of Ecological Society Biotica, and he will highlight sustainability and nature-based tourism action with measurable impact. Mr. Margignano, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, when we speak about sustainable tourism and regional development, we are not speaking only about a policy requirement or a trend driven by the European agenda. We are speaking about a fundamental shift in how tourism relates to people, nature, and long-term stability. For the Republic of Moldova, a small country, but one with valuable natural, cultural, and human capital, tourism cannot exist without ecology, and environmental protection cannot succeed without real involvement of local communities and tangible benefits for people. Sustainable tourism begins with respect for environment, for landscape and biodiversity, for water, soil, forest, and for traditional ways of life in rural areas. These are not simply resources. They are the foundation of authentic tourism products. Today's European tourist is looking for meaning, clean nature, silence, local food, green routes, genuine human interaction, and cultural identity. In other words, tourism is moving closer to human needs and closer to nature. This is why ecological and nature-based tourism is no longer a niche. It is entering in the next stage of tourism development in Europe, a stage based on harmony between human needs and limits of the environment. This transition opens new opportunity for destinations like Moldova. For us, this means very concrete development paths, ecotourism and agrotourism, responsible access to protected natural area, slow tourism, rural tourism, educational tourism, and new local jobs, especially for young people and women. But sustainability is not only about the environment. It is also about social cohesion and resilience. Experience clearly shows that in post-conflict or post-crisis periods, sectors such as tourism, ecology, culture, education, and science are among the most effective tools to help societies recover faster, to move from division to consolidation, from fear to cooperation. Tourism creates space for dialogue, trust, and human connection. It works not through confrontation, that's clear for everybody, but through hospitality, respect, and shared interests. In this context, small countries like Republic of Moldova and similarly Georgia, Armenia can play a role that is much larger than their size. They can become connectors and engines of cooperation, using tourism, ecology, and culture to maintain and rebuild necessary relation between the European Union, the Eastern Partnership region, and in the longer term with other neighboring countries and markets in wider European area. And in the same time, taking into consideration account the growing importance of Asian markets, and we know about this. We visit China, especially China, where cooperation is sustainable tourism, green transition, and cultural exchange can generate mutual benefits which approach collectively by Europe. Ecological, cultural, and educational tourism are among the few domains that can remain functional and when political dialogue is difficult or frozen. For this potential to be realized, we need coherent action. Environment protection fully integrated into tourist strategies, strong destination management with community participation, environmental education for tourism operators and visitors, smart use of data and avoid over-exploitation, and policies to reward quality, not volume. Sustainability does not mean less tourism. It means smarter tourism. It does not mean limitations without purpose, but long-term value creation. In conclusion, if we want tourism that is competitive, resilient, and truly European, it must be built on respect for nature and for people. Tourism that protects the environment is tourism that will endure. Tourism that benefits local communities is tourism that creates stability. For the Republic of Moldova, sustainable tourism is not an option. It is one of the most realistic paths towards regional development, European integration, and social cohesion. Thank you for your attention, and I hope we have the same vision and we understand the next step in the same way, and we will do together the same step in the right direction. Thank you very much.
Of course, Mr. Gabriel Margignano. We do a lot, and you personally, and we together with our colleagues from associative sector, a lot of good things for tourism, also for environment and Lower Dniester. And think of you many good actions. We have also very, very good dialogue with local authorities in that part of Republic of Moldova. I want to present our next speaker because we don't have a lot of time. Miss Corina Gribincha. Ms. Corina Gribincha, representing the Association of Tourist Guest House, Cheile Satului, will share practical priorities for quality, local value, and regional inclusions. Ms. Corina, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much one more time for your introduction, and for sure I'm more than delighted to participate today at the conference, and for sure I have a small presentation as we are out of time, so I'll be very quickly in my presentation. So in fact, when we are talking about the tourism, so namely I'm talking that I'm representing a very small association, Rural Tourism Association, that have been founded in 2014, and it also provides information. It collaborates with all those interested in developing rural businesses. So it's namely called Asociația Proprietarilor Pensiunilor Turistice Rurale, Cheia Satului. Also, if we are talking about the association goals, so namely we are promoting national and European policies for rural tourism. We are talking about participation in programs for capitalizing on regional and local economies, participating in programs, streamlining communication between owners of rural tourism guest houses, and increasing the degree of protection of owners. And for sure, we are looking about the education and developing programs and projects to achieve these objectives. Namely, we are having nowadays more than 9 members of the association. In fact, it was starting from 2014 more, but still we are looking about the fact that we are covering all the country. So namely, we are looking about the fact that we focused our activities in participating and developing and also discussing the legislative and regulatory acts in tourism sector. We are organizing and supporting the participation of students, and also in extracurricular study programs, study visits related with the tourism. We have participated in several national, international also projects, and for sure we are also looking about the collaboration with National Institute of Economic Research. We have participated in different touristic programs for certification of rural tourism guest houses, and for sure we are looking also about the participation also further with international partners. And in fact, when we are talking about the sustainability in the rural tourism, so it's not just an ecological trend even for us, but it's also a strategy for survival and also respect for our Moldovan villages. So now we must think about how, for example, we are welcoming tourism today without destroying the resources, traditions, and peace that tomorrow's generation will need. So namely, we are looking about the three main pillars, like, for example, environmental protection, cultural preservation, or local prosperity. And in fact, we are asking, for example, why we still need it. If, for example, it's a village, it becomes overcrowded, prices increase for locals, and the landscape becomes littered, and the peace, it's quite disappears. So in fact, the villages loses exactly the charm that it was visited for, and tourism dies. So that's why sustainability prevents its collapse. For example, how can the tourists contribute in this regard? So by staying in the guest houses that use the local products, and also they avoiding activities that pollute nose or destroy local flora. And for sure, how another question is how the owners, or for example, manager of rural tourism guest houses contribute. So namely, we could mention that owner have the greatest influence, and they have set the house rules and also the direction in which the business is developed. And in fact, it's about how we can optimize the resources and how we can increase a premium, namely experience in Moldova. And what's doing our association in this regard? So namely, we are talking about that we have some concrete steps that Moldovan rural guest houses have taken, and also they continue or they are taking, including those that are members of our KSATULE association. So namely, they are focusing on resource efficiency, namely economy and environment. They are looking about the waste management, or they can support the local economy like short supply chain, if we are talking about it. We can promote authentic architecture and also design, or for example, tourism education and environment. And for sure, and not the least one, it's about the digitization and promotion. I was very quick, but in fact, I'm more than open for the questions, and for sure we'll share more information, or you can access here our web page, namely on the social media, and you can be in contact anytime with us. Thank you very much for your invitation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Miss Corina. I want to present now our next speaker. It's Miss Svetlana Kazak from Anti-Pro-Tourism Moldova. Miss Svetlana, please. We don't hear you. Nu vă auzim. Perfect, acum este.
For everyone. My name is Svetlana Kazak, and I represent non-governmental organization Pro-Tourism Moldova, an organization dedicated to promoting sustainable tourism, strengthening international cooperation, and aligning the Republic of Moldova with European policies and initiatives in the field of tourism. We believe that tourism is not only a strategic economic sector, but also an essential instrument for regional development, job creation, and an important tool of cultural diplomacy, contributing to the consolidation of European identity and the promotion of the shared values of the European Union. In the context of the European priorities discussion today, we considered several key directions to the essential. Investment in skills development and professional training for the tourism workforce. Digitalizations for tourism services and the use of data for better promotion and more effective destination management. Sustainable development, ensuring a balance between economic growth and the environmental protections and the well-being of local communities. We are convinced that aligning the Republic of Moldova with European tourism policies and initiative represent a real opportunity for modernizations and for increasing the competitiveness of our tourism destination. In this context, I would like to highlight an important initiative launched by ProTourism Moldova, the initiative, the Certify of the Cultural Roots of Council of Europe, the European Root of Ukrainian Heritage. This initiative is not clearly a tourism or cultural project, but a strong European manifesto of support for Ukraine through the promotion of its cultural, historical, and spiritual heritage within the official network of the Council of Europe. The route will facilitate cross-border and regional cooperation, the development of cultural and educational tourism, the promotion of European values such as solidarity, cultural diversity, and resilience, the involvement of local communities and cultural organizations across the region. This initiative is fully aligned with the European priorities discussed today, particularly with regard to destination governance, sustainable development, international cooperation, and the use of tourism as a driver for regional development. In conclusion, we firmly believe that tourism can serve as an instrument of European unity and as a concrete means of support for countries facing challenging times, and that the Republic of Moldova can play an active and responsible role in these processes. Through the initiative, we reaffirm our conviction that cultural heritage does not divide, but unites, and that Europe is built through memory, solidarity, and shared values. I would like to extend my warm congratulations on this occasion of European Tourism Day. This day reminds of its vital role tourism plays in fostering cultural exchange, sustainable development, and European unity. Happy European Tourism Day. Thank you for your attention. Waiting in Moldova.
Thank you very much, Ms. Svetlana, for your speech. Ms. Svetlana was our last official speaker. And please, I see people, Mr. Florian, who want to say something. Mr. Gabriel, please. Now is session from Q&A.
I think first will be Mr. Van der Bellen, because DMO for us is the main topic, and the experience which they have in Europe, especially in Tyrol, but including in Romania, will be very, very valuable for everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. You're a gentleman. But no, really, what you said as well is so important, because, you know, if you, especially for a destination that is about to evolve, that is about to become better known, what happens then is, you know, people smell opportunity. They're willing to invest. They're starting to build. You know, one hotel here, something else there, I don't know. So it is most important to be prepared for success. And to be prepared means that you have proper regulations in place. You know, regulations that protect the environment, that protect cultural heritage, that protect traditions, protect rural people, you know. It's not just you must not do that. No, but it has to be part of the strategy for the overall tourism of Moldova. You know, Moldova is a rich country in the sense of agriculture, in the sense of heritage, traditions, beautiful landscapes, you know. that's the true asset. And these assets need to be protected. Otherwise, in the first kind of boom, the very assets may be destroyed that people were coming for. So I fully agree with you there. And having said that, because you mentioned DMOs, I still think it is the most important part to get the stakeholders together to agree, okay, what is Moldova standing for? Who are we? What do we want to show people? What do we have to offer? How does that align with new international tourism trends? Because especially since COVID, tourism has changed completely, you know. Before, yes, people went to museums or visited some, I don't know, monuments, something like that. Now that's not enough. People want some meaning when they come on their holidays. They want some personal experiences. They want to boost their health. Also, their mental health is becoming maybe the most important part of health tourism is now mental health, which before COVID has been a taboo. You know, nobody spoke about it. A burnout was seen as a weakness, but it's not, you know. And now this is a real issue. And when you consider that, then Moldova has a lot to offer because it's a gentle environment. It's it's tranquil. It's got clean air. You can have a really good sleep after good healthy food. You can walk around in the nature, whatever. So what I want to say is the time should be taken to formulate this strategy, you know, to have the stakeholders agree, which sometimes I think, Gabriel, as you mentioned, may not sound that spectacular. Like, okay, we need to attract like 5-10 million visitors in the next 3 years, you know. That should never be the key program. The key program should be let us work on our own tourism model that is suitable for Moldova and its people. And when that is in place, then you have the proper strategy that you can also communicate with all the regions, because they are different, they have different needs and wants, but the overall coordination together with a strong sustainable strategy will be the key to success, to long-term sustainable success.
Mr. Gabriel Margignano, your replica.
One of our speakers said you have a treasure, you have good diaspora, very big one. And of course, that's
Mr.
true,
Bauza.
that's correct. And I want to say the most important for Republic of Moldova is people who live here, first of all, but also our friends from other countries. And Mr. Van der Bellen is one of them. And Mr. Dragoș Răducan is another. APT organized first info tour in Republic of Moldova and Transnistria with colleagues from Romania. Also, we open for touristic agency from Republic of Moldova, Balneo in Romania. After more than 20 years, nobody knows about Balneo in Romania, but our touristic agency understand. We have just here, after a few kilometers, I mean 200, maximum 300 kilometers, you already have the European level of Balneo. Nobody expects this. And this cooperation between people who wants to change something, it really first elements which attract real change. That's why I want to say, if we have the possibility to offer Mr. Dragoș Răducan to say something, because he was a person who starting this process of creation of DMO in Romania. And because usually in discussion with officials in Republic of Moldova, we take into consideration different opinion, vision, and experience, and especially first we apply our direct our attention on Romania, because most appropriate, most common elements. The experience in this process of DMO creation of Romania is very valuable for us, because as Mr. Florian said, we need to attract attention on ecology, on environment, and in Austria, in Germany, in Poland, in Romania, including a lot of valuable attraction are situated in protected area. And this correct approach is not just important, but vital to promote sustainable tourism. If Mr. Raducanu wants to say something in this aspect, it will be very valuable for us.
I suppose Mr. Raducanu, she can't now speak. Okay, I suppose yeah.
But I want to add something and provoke you, Sergio, because we was in 2025 and you was including in 2026, I suppose, in China. And this Asian market also is very important for us, especially in context of new era of digitalization and how to present what we have the best in our country. I think Europe is first partner, and we need to put accent on how to work and collaborate and cooperate, because the most valuable support comes from Europe. But the new approach are very important, and China is a market which show these new elements, which need to take into consideration by us.
Exactly. China's market is very important for us, for our region. Is very high level tourism development now in China, but I suppose this is the next our meeting or our conference with the Chinese colleagues. Today is EU Tourism Day. Let's celebrate that day, and we go more our official time for this meeting. And if I might apologize, I need to go to. I'm a little bit sick, and if nobody have now some questions, as we approach the end today's conference, allow me to thank you sincerely for your active participation and for the quality of the discussion. My special appreciation goes to our international guests and partners, to the representative of the European Commission and the diplomatic community, to the Pact for Skills tourism ecosystem, and to all speakers and institutions from the Republic of Moldova. Your contributions confirm that tourism is a strategic sector, one that requires coordinated action, measurable results, and consistent alignment with European priorities. In the coming days, the National Tourism Platform will consolidate the key conclusion and action priority into a concise summary note and roadmap 2026, which will be shared with participation and used coordination basis with public authorities and the private sector. Thank you once again for your time and commitment. We continue your continued engagement, and we look forward to working together on implementation. I wish you a productive European Tourism Day. And I hereby declare the conference closed. Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Well
much.
done, Sergio. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Reza. Thank you for your support
Thank you,
today.
everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Get
Mr.
well
Van der
soon.
Bellen, thank you very much.
Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Kistol, colleagues from Armenia, thank you. Colleagues from
Bye-bye.
Georgia, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Colleagues
Bye-bye.
from Ukraine, with heart, thank you very much.
Thank you so much too. Stay
Thank
healthy.
you.
Thank
Thank you very
you. Thank
much.
you.
Miss Corina Gribincha, thank you very much. Svetlana Kazak, thank you. Thank you, everybody, to be there today.
Get well, Sergio.
Thank you very much, Ivan. Thank you.
Hope to see you soon. Reza as well.
Exactly.
La revedere.
Doamna Aurelia, mulțumim frumos. Thank you, Miss Aurelia. Thank you.
Mulțumim și
Thank
noi.
you and goodbye.